Ooh, hello there, my fellow miners and crafters. GoodTimesWithScar here, and welcome back to the wonderful world of Hermits and Crafting. And we are flying through Scarlandia on another project today because, like I said in our last episode, we completed the community area. That is right, and we are finally back here in Scarlandia, getting some work done. And in our last episode, we built another skyscraper. That's right, we built an entirely new scraper here, and it is looking super awesome. Very unique compared to the other designs that we have throughout the area, and I am quite happy with that design. But it is time to bring a little protection here. That's steak. Where's my rockets? There it is. We need to bring a little more protection here in the city. Of course, we have the cat defense force, keeping all them creeper building inspectors at bay. But another thing that we need to be cautious of, and we always need to be cautious of in all facets of Minecraft, and that is fire. We need a fire station, a proper fire station run by dogs, of course. So we'll get our dog friends, be running this fire station, and I think a perfect location for it is right in this location here, and it's gonna be amazing because I've been working on some designs and I'm quite happy with it. I also noticed if we swoop back over here, there's a hole in the ground. Why is there a hole in the ground? I'm not 100% sure. Ow, that hurt. Oh no! Oh no! Okay, everything's fine. Everything's fine. Hi guys, how are you doing today? I hope you're doing good. We're gonna be working on a fire station like I told you, if I can get out of this hole. Up and away and out of the hole we go, and oh, look at this. I'm falling with style. Buzz Lightyear style. This is super fun. Look at us go. Oh, this is actually quite amusing. Huh, I like this. Kind of just flying straight up in the air like that. Yeah. I'm sorry. I'm very distracted, as you guys could tell. I'm just enjoying falling with style. It's like a bungee cord. A Scar bungee cord. New adventures coming to Scarlandia. I like it. Tourist attractions, right? Gotta have some tourists here in the city. But anyway, let's get right on into the episode. And one thing I want to show you guys is the oversight that I did in the last episode, and you guys left a lot of comments kind of discussing it back and forth, and that is that the space allocated for this level of the skyscraper is being taken up by the sloping roof here. Now, I'm going to fix this. This was a miscalculation on my part. I'm going to push up the ceiling a little bit, and that should open this area up quite a bit more. But overall, thank you guys so much for the support on that skyscraper. It was a bit of a gamble. It's a lot different design than the rest, and I think it paid off. It's a really fun little build, and we need to fill in the interior, do some super awesome stuff like that. But before we do that, we must head in and organize our supplies for today. Organize, that's a funny word. Anyway, so in here, we've got the red concrete, we've got some light gray concrete, a little bit of white concrete, and then let's see here. Oh, here we go. So we got the light gray here, so that's even more, and I guess this is, yeah, there's our dark concrete. And we have some terracotta of the cyan variety somewhere in here. Somewhere, this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we've got all these supplies ready to go, and I'm quite excited about that. And when you think of fire stations, there's a few ways you can go with it. Traditionally, a lot of fire stations are, you know, red brick, or if you're building a fire station, that is, it's easy to just go with, you know, something like that, like a red brick or something. But to try to make sure we stay within the theme of a fire station, we are going to go with that, you know, that red color, the kind of the darker grays, things like that, but take it in a very modern direction. And I think that's going to be really nice. So in this location, we're going to be building the fire station, and what we're going to have is about 3 garage doors, kind of a big tower, and then more of a residential side on the right hand side, along with, you know, like we said, maybe a basketball court and barbecue, because it seems like all fire stations always have those things. But the true thing you keep asking me is, Scar, did you know that Mumbo fixed the door? And I do know, according to the comments in the last episode. There's got to be like 150 comments saying, Scar, did you know Mumbo fixed the garage door? And no, I did not know, because he fixed it when I was out of town. And when I came over here, it still looked broken. I mean, like, there's still the glass missing, and this pillar's missing, and there's just 2 you know, dirt blocks attached to that. So I saw this and I said, oh, it's still broken. Let me get the warranty service going. And it turns out Mumbo already fixed it. And a big props and a big thank you to Mumbo, of course, for doing that. That was super generous. Look at this. It's working. It's amazing. So what we need to do is just add all the little details back to here. And it'll be once again fixed. And we can finally complete the interior now to the CDF because it has been on hold till we get that fixed. So we can finally get this place all ready to go. And what in the world? Sometimes Minecraft could be quite a mystery. There was only one minecart on this track and somehow it like duplicated itself and now there's two. Weird. You know, sometimes, oh, look at all the creepers die. Wow, it's like Christmas. Huh, that was really nice. So yeah, isn't that weird how Minecraft's just like the strangest little glitches can just appear out of nowhere. But anyway, guys, let me start doing some calculations and start lining up all of the designs today so we can start building. Something today I think we can work on together is talking about Minecraft building design. And one of the first tips, and I've mentioned this many times in previous videos, is how important it is to lay out your structure before building, especially when you're building in the confines of an existing structure like we have, of course, with the airport and the kind of the perimeter work with the planar beds and the roads. So this is the basic shape of the fire station. And what this is allowing me to do is look at how it's going to be in relation to the runway over here. And that is kind of our first little stumbling block is this is our last garage bay and it is running right up the side of the runway. So here are our options on this. We could potentially take off one of the garages, so that'll leave us with two, or we could move it. So this is the great thing is instead of building something and having to tear it down, you just build it out of dirt to start with here. So this is potentially taking this design here, moving it a little bit more forward, so it's a little bit further away from the runway, and then back here by about 4 blocks. And potentially that will then allow us to have more room and a bit more breathing space around the runway portion of the airport. And I think this will be good. I like this design. And this is just such an important thing to do when you're building is build it out of dirt. So it'll save you tears and blood and everything that'll come when you find out your build is not proportionally built in the location. After quite some time of deliberation and moving the thing around, I have finally settled on a design. So let's get going on this. So I've got everything in my inventory ready to go. And I think we're going to start with the doors. That's right. So let's get started with this area. And let's just start cutting these out now. I think I just realized I left one thing back behind, and that is the glass. So what we're going to do is we're going to do cyan glass inside of the kind of garage doors that open and close. Very similar to what we've done at the terminal for the spaceport. So we'll just kind of build around it, right? We'll just kind of sneak over there like that and then build across here. Awesome. So yeah, like I said, I'm really excited to add some of these more human elements to our city because that's going to add so much more life to it. Whereas originally, you know, we had some skyscrapers and different things along those lines. But once we continue to add, you know, rockets taking off and more cars and all those little details like that, that is when things really become alive and you can more relate to the design. And I think that's a huge thing when you're building and designing things is to always have those kind of things that you can kind of relate to a little bit to kind of just adds that extra little feeling. I'm very uncoordinated today. There we go. Now we got those blocks. Okay. So that right there is our doors. So 2 on the bottom and then a 2 wide at the top, which I think looks pretty cool. I like that design. I'm going to sneak into the center here with a little bit of our gray. There we go. I'm going to run this up, and this is kind of just a little boundary between the 2 doors just to make them stand out just a little bit more. And I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to go up here and I'm going to add this. So this is like a little overhang over the door. Oh man, everything's starting to come together. Very, very excited about this. So yeah, it's all kind of like a little bit dark and mysterious, kind of tough, if you will, I guess would be a better word for the design that we're attempting here. And I'm going to swoop back. I'm going to grab myself a little bit of ice because we're actually going to do ice at this point and put a little block right there. And then we're going to run 2 blocks above this. Now this is going to be a very tall build. Potentially, if this continues to increase in height where we start dwarfing the terminal building, I might scale it back by 1 or 2 blocks just to be safe because we are starting to get pretty high. And after this block goes all the way across, I've got another color that we're going to incorporate, and that would be a little bit of Firehouse Red. There we go. That is looking super sweet. And we're gonna run this across here, and you won't even believe it, but guess what? We're going up one more. We're going up one more block. Now this isn't all settled and all in the right spots. I just want to get a little bit of a start for this. So let's fly down and kind of get a night. Oh my gosh, that looks so beautiful. I love it. That totally gives up the vibe of a fire station. Super, super excited about that. Awesome. So let me build up the pillar on this side and get that glass. And there we are. So we have the right-hand side pillar built up. And of course, I moved around some of the blocks at the top. Now, this is a very large structure. It may be just a little out of scale with the rest of Scarlandia. That is my concern. And that's, of course, like we've been talking about design today, is that's something always to keep in mind is scale. There's little things that we continue to get better at Minecraft. We get better at details, depth, and all these details that we work so hard on. But areas that at least I work to improve is lighting, which is unique and an interesting idea. You don't always think about that with Minecraft. And the second thing, of course, would be scale, to make sure things are in scale with the rest of the surroundings that you've created. And this is slightly bigger than I anticipated. I think things that we could potentially do is take down this block right here by 1. So that could be a nice design change. And then bring down the ice another block down, which I like having the little bump in scale of the windows, but those are little things that we could do to make it a little smaller. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to build another garage door on this side with those smaller scales, and we could measure the 2 designs and see which one we like better. And there we are. We have the 2 different sizes. Now, the one on the right, I feel like is a better design in general. It's got the bigger window at the top. It's got the bigger window for the door. Now, on the left-hand side, that one is a little bit, I think, more proportional for the space and the surrounding area. It's a really tough decision. What would you do? Would you pick choice number 1, which is the original, the one on the right, or choice number 2 on the left? In the comments, hashtag choice 1 or choice 2. I want to hear your opinion on this. If I remember, I'll put a poll in, but the chances of that are slim. So I don't know, it's tough. So what I've done is I've added just a little bit of like a little line across here just to kind of demonstrate how far this will stick out, which it does kind of bump pretty close up to the side of the terminal. But you know what? We're trying to fill in the different pieces of land here. And I'm leaning towards 1. I really am. I think it's a better design. I think I'm gonna bite the bullet on scale a little bit. It's more of a trial, really. Maybe you can learn from my mistakes with this in design. Is that, did I make the right choice? Did I make the wrong choice? I think I'm gonna go with choice number 1. I wanna hear from you, so please let me know. Okay, let me finish the rest of the doors. Welcome back, and we're inside here as AntScar just doing a little bit of cleanup work. So I thought I'd take down these 2 pillars and make the red section completely seamless. So let's jump down and see how that all came together. Oh, I like that. I like that a lot. I like how it's all the way across there looking super snazzy. All right, perfect. So my friends, one other thing that I might do is I might take off this row and this row, and then just add 1 more line of cyan on either side just to shrink the windows just a little bit. I think it might be cool. We'll work on that a little bit later. Also added the overhang, so I think that's looking nice. I might take more cyan glass and do a strip of that going all the way across so that when you look up, you can see the sky through the overhang. That might be pretty cool, right? I think that sounds pretty nice. So we're gonna sneak over here because this is where we're actually going to start for now. And let me just take a couple of looks at this thing because right off the bat, it looks like something's off. Oh, no. I think this is good. This is good. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I've got like no confidence in myself after like going back and forth on this so much, but you know what? I think we came up with a pretty good design in the end. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to take out just a little bit of powdered concrete to save on some of our hardened version. There we go. So we're going to build this up. Now, a good portion of the facility is going to be made out of light concrete. So I think that's going to be nice. But of course, we need to jazz it up with a little bit of action. And I've got a couple ideas for this. So I'm going to build that up to there for now. And we're going to shoot on down. So one thing I'd like to do is this is the portion that maybe contacts 911, the portion where the firefighters live and eat and offices. So it's going to be 3 stories high. Okay. And with that, I've got a couple ideas in terms of making this look like a siren. I know it sounds super silly, like it's gonna be a siren. I sound like my 5-year-old version of myself, like, oh my gosh, I've got a fire truck now and it's got a light up siren. Seriously, when I got a fire truck when I was that old, I was the happiest Scar in all the world, by the way. All right, there we go. So I think that's looking good. So if we have this section right here, okay, so I'm just kind of playing with this because the idea is basic in my head and I've got to figure out how to properly execute the idea. So let's see, let's pull this all the way across here. Okay, are you following me? I hope you are. So we're gonna run this guy all the way like this. So hopefully you can kind of see where I'm gonna take this. There's gonna be a red section, there's gonna be a white section, and there's gonna be another red section, similar to how a fire siren works. So it's gonna be pretty sweet. So this is 3, so I'm gonna push up this, I'm gonna pull that back, I'm gonna give myself an extra little bit of room here. There we go, and bring that up like that. And we're gonna cut the corner with the 2 wide block right there. Oh my gosh, please come out right. I think it's good, I think it's good. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, okay? Let's see what 6 is like and see if that's what we are going to go with. Let's see, put this down there. Let's bump that one more time up. And then we'll run the glass in the interior piece. Whoa, oh, no. Nobody ever said that I was coordinated. We'll run this up like so, and then let's take this guy up, and then we can get a better perspective from afar. So I think it's good. So that would be like 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I kind of feel like going to 7 might be a little too much. So I'll run that to there. Bring this guy all the way across. So one thing I've been thinking about when building some of these things like the fire station and stuff is I kind of wonder how this would look in a creative world where we have unlimited resources and abilities to create our boundless realms of our imagination. So I'm really close to finally doing the creative series again. Like I've been bouncing back in my head. It's just been, there's a lot of room in there, so it takes a while for the ball to bounce around. And while it's doing that, it's like, I don't know. I'm trying to figure out, can I do that? Would people be interested in it at all? And it's always, I get a good response when I ask you guys, but then I don't know why, I just end up not doing it. But I really think that potentially that's something that I'd like to do. And maybe that'd be something you guys would like to see once again on the channel. So that is a section 1, right? So that's section 1. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a white section above it and then another red one. And that is gonna look pretty sweet. So let me make the 2 other boxes. Welcome back. And we now have the tower built up and ready to roll. And we've got the red and the white designs. It also looks like a TNT block. I'm just gonna say it right now. I guess I still have Python's TNT mug still on my mind, but I think it still looks good. I think it still looks like a siren because that's kind of the design of it. Maybe if we did the center instead of white, we could either do that in another gray, so it looks like maybe the speaker box inside of a siren, or it could potentially be blue. So yeah, we'll think about that as we move along. So this location is our next feat. So this is more of the entranceway into the fire station for business and things along those lines. So we'll build up another wall, and it's all about balance, right? With modern design, it's a lot of fitting together blocks, if that makes any sense. Let me take flight here real quick and show you what I mean a little bit. Let's fly just a little higher and then swoop around. So this is kind of a long rectangle block. This is more of a vertical block. And what we're gonna do back here is kind of a middle portion of it. So kind of a balance of the two. And it's really just finding a nice balance to the modern design because you can overcomplicate it very easily. So it's all about just kind of fitting pieces together. It's much different than, say, building something very rustic or medieval. Modern's just an interesting cat because you just gotta kind of find balances in the different blocks and still achieve a level of detail, but also keeping it as simple as possible. So let's get going with this one. I think what we're going to start with is a little bit of cyan, one of the most versatile blocks in Minecraft. Like seriously, isn't cyan the most versatile block? I mean, originally this was our original modern block. I mean, I wouldn't make any modern structures until we had quartz and we had this block in the game, because I just didn't really like any modern structures before that. But once these were implemented, it was like, okay, now we can make a proper, nice looking modern structure once we have these two blocks. It was a game changer, really, in terms of Minecraft when those two were incorporated. Before that, the only white style block was, of course, white wool. And once we got quartz, it was just a total game changer. Do you guys remember when they added quartz? Because it opened my mind to so many new building possibilities when that happened. It was such an amazing thing. Okay, so what we're going to do right now is we're going to move this up. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There we go. It's amazing. I realized how long I've been playing Minecraft when I was at Minefair in Los Angeles. And like there were kids there that weren't even like born in 2010 when Minecraft started. They were just kind of getting into Minecraft now, and it's like, wow, like Minecraft, we've been playing this for quite some time. Like, I want to know from you guys, when did you start playing Minecraft? In the comments, let me know, like what year, like what was going on when you started. I've mentioned it many times. I started in 2010. But yeah, I want to know from you guys. When did you start playing Minecraft? It's such an interesting game because it's a game that so many different people can play. It's a great game with an easy bar of entry, but then it is a little more difficult to master, right? It's any good game has that bar. It's like really easy to get into, and then there is that portion that keeps you playing to try to master, right? I think in a way that's kind of the way Call of Duty was too. In that Call of Duty had a really easy bar of entry. Like once you get going, you're pretty good at the game, like within a very short amount of time. But there is that portion where you can master to be consistently good. Unfortunately, that eroded pretty far in the end, where everything was just so random. But that's a reason for its success, is it had an easy bar of entry. But then you got to have something in it that keeps people coming back. And with Minecraft, it's just always that pursuit for something better than what you created before. At least that's for me. That's where I love Minecraft, is that pursuit to try to find some better design, some better building style that's always out there. That's why I love it. So yeah, I'm curious, what do you guys love Minecraft, and when did you start playing Minecraft? What year did you? Okay, so let's jump down, and what we're going to do is we're going to add one more section to this. So this is the entranceway door. I wish it was a little easier to jump through here. There we go. So that is the entranceway door. We might change that just a little bit, potentially make a little window up there. Yeah, there we go. So then we'll do another area at the top, and we'll probably take this red and we'll bring it up and across. And then that'll give us a bit of depth right here. So when doing modern design, always think about one thing, is potentially keeping things very subtle in terms of grays, whites, things along those lines. Push the colors back into the corner and up, and it'll make them pop, and it'll look absolutely beautiful. Because that's what I love about adding color, is it just pops and makes the whole build come together and look absolutely beautiful. So let me do the second story, and I'll be right back. Quick update on the layout. Things are going well. As you can tell, there is a giant red roof over here, and I kind of like it. It's a bit different. So this piece of red right here that makes up the detail in the front is just incredibly subtle, but it gives way in the back where we have a giant red roof, and it's kind of a little bit of a punch of color into Scarlandia and something a little different from the other areas. So I do like that. The main challenge when it comes to laying out the back portion is taking all these blocks and fitting them together. We talked about that a little earlier, is where do they all fit? So this section right here for the garage, for all the fire trucks, are right there. The tower, should this come all the way out and be the furthest piece of the puzzle that goes, you know, outwards all the way over to here? Or should this piece go out, but it can't because it's blocked off by the circle? So I don't know, it's a bit of a challenge finding the proportions of all the blocks and putting them together, but it's a fun little puzzle of a challenge. So I'll continue to work on this, and I'll be right back. Welcome back once again to Scar's unintentional mob farm building. I want a trophy. I want a trophy right now for my ability to make some of the greatest unintentional mob farms in all of Minecraft. Welcome back, and we are making some huge progress. All the roof lines are now filled in, and where I'm kind of having a quandary at the moment is the back side of the build. It's kind of a balance of how much do I want to decorate it, because most buildings, of course, will put on their best foot forward on the front, and then the back, you know, just kind of basic. So that's where I'm kind of going back and forth. It's where I think I'll go a little bit basic, but you know, still keep a general decoration. So where we've kind of started here is putting this red stripe across here, which I'm quite satisfied with. And then on this back side here, we have some windows, have a little awning, but it's not over the top, right? Like it's just simple. It's nicely, you know, detailed, but you know, it's just a simple design. So I think that's looking good. Now, I think where my quandary with the whole thing is at the moment is how to decorate the light gray powdered concrete, because it gets a little bit much on this side where we need to break it up. So how do I do it and put windows and this, that, and the other thing in a powdered concrete gravity induced block? So that's where I'm kind of stuck at the moment. I think we'll figure something out. And one of the ideas that I had was on this wall right there. If we just do FD on it, so fire department, I think that actually could look really cool. Just throw in an F, throw in a D, and there we go. I think we might have something decent. So let's take a little turn right here. Oh, yeah. So just FD on that side, that could look really, really cool. And of course, we're gonna, you know, fix up these areas here with some plants and some hedges, things along those lines to make the green roofs of the city. So yeah, everything is coming together very slowly, but I hope you guys are liking this because, man, I'm loving this thing. It's so different from the other buildings with the reds and different things like that, so I think it's coming out pretty darn cool. Welcome back, and we have now completed the SLFD, the Scarlandia Fire Department, and it is looking super fancy. I am loving every inch of this place. So let's take a little swoop around, and as you guys can see, we got the letters on there, and they're looking absolutely fantastic. So it took a little bit while to kind of line them up, but I think this is a good way. The S might be a little funny, so let me know if you have any other S's that might look a little bit better. Potentially take some half slabs and smooth out our D a little bit. But other than that, I am very, very pleased with it. So let's fly on down here. And on the right-hand side, remember we wanted to keep this area a little bit simpler. So with the 4 windows, the overhangs, and the red stripe, I think we nailed the design on that side. Now, keeping the facade concrete in the powdered nature is something I'm really happy that we did do, because, you know, originally I was thinking about concretifying it, but this way I think it gives it a texture. It makes it stand out from all of the other portions of concrete. Like this just makes these two sections look completely different. And I think that's really good because it gives the building more texture, more depth, and that just more things for your eyes to look at. And I'm just looking in here and, oh, look at Bob. Look at Bob. He's pretending he's not noticing us. You get out of here, you. And look at all those ones over there. Look at the witch. Jeez, unbelievable. Anyway, let's head over here. And I have a spot over here that I really like. So let's turn the corner. Ah, here it is. This kind of reminds me of like the Incredibles Hideaway or something along those lines. I like how the red is just subtly in the back. And I think that's something we talked about earlier, was having the colors, you know, be kind of tucked away in the corners, but that's what makes them pop and look so beautiful. And of course, up at the top, we've got some windows there. I'm going to add some more of these on the back and on the sides there, but I'm out of string. So I need to get some more string so we can finish these sections. But other than that, I am really, really pleased with our progress today. And of course, in our next episode, we're going to be making some fire trucks. That is right. We're going to, unfortunately, have to clear out all of these trees to make way for the driveway that leads up to the fire station. And then we'll build our fire trucks. We'll do all the landscaping through there. And of course, we need to work on the landscaping on this section. We need to build some wind turbines. We need to build a hospital. Oh, there are so many wonderful things to do here in Scarlandia. And we'll have to get those going very, very soon, my friends. So until next time, this has been Good Times with Scar. And I always really appreciate you guys taking the time to watch my videos. And if you believe videos are the rating, that would be much appreciated. And until next time, we'll see you later. And don't forget to subscribe, because you may just become scarred for life.